guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2023 Ford Explorer ST.
And a huge thanks to Zach and the rest of the management and staff here at Ford of Port Richey for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car or truck in the Port Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Zach.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Explorer took over the Bronco 2 two-door in 1991 as Ford's midsize SUV, originally on a body-on-frame rear-wheel drive platform, until 2011 for the 5th generation when Ford changed it to a front-wheel drive unibody platform. The 6th generation that you see here still sits on a unibody platform, but since 2020 it's been rear-wheel drive based. There are 8 trims for 2023. The top 3 use Ford's very powerful 3-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6, starting with the ST that you see here, which is the sportiest Explorer but least luxurious with the 3-liter twin-turbo. With a $50,000 base price, the Platinum also gets a 3-liter twin-turbo, but not sport-tuned like the ST, with more premium standard features with base price right under $54,000. The top trim for the 2023 Explorer is the King Ranch, with the base price right over $54K, but again, this is the ST, the sportiest Explorer with a base price of $50,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, we get full LED headlights with an LED daytime running strip right up top, LED high and low beam, 4 individual LED bulbs, and it says Explorer right outside of it. This white metallic tri-coat is an absolutely beautiful white metallic paint color. It's a $795 option here for the Explorer ST, but it really transforms this SUV, especially with the black accents that we have here. We have the high package for the Explorer. We have the 401A Equipment Group 2 offering us these 21-inch black rims and performance brake calipers, which you'll check out in 1 second. Full LED fog lights, full front parking sensing too, blacked out grille, Ford badge with a forward-facing camera right underneath, ST badge in the lower right corner, blacked out Explorer badge just like the XLT Sport that we just reviewed on this channel. We'll take another step back. Hopefully you can pick up the front styling. I like the aggressive hood design with those 2 lines in the inward cut bulge. Helps you direct this SUV on the road a little bit better. The wheel and tire setup, we'll hop over here and check it out. As we mentioned, we get these 21-inch rims. They're blacked out with a performance red brake caliper. The tires are Pirelli Scorpion Zero all seasons. The dimensions being 275/45 R21s. These 275s are definitely beefier compared to the 5th generation Sport. My dad actually had a 5th generation Platinum, and I believe it only had 265 wide tires. And with this rear-wheel drive based all-wheel drive system, it should put the power down way better compared to the 5th generation. I like the blacked out A and B pillar. We don't get a blacked out C pillar, it's body color, but I still like the blacked out front pillars. I kind of wish we had a full black roof. I feel like that would transform the styling of this SUV even more. We'll take a step back. Hopefully you can pick up the side profile. I do like it, but I think the black roof would make it look even more aggressive. I like the blacked out mirrors, LED turn signal on it with an additional camera to the side of it. We get a 360 here for the high equipment package on the ST, 4-door smart access, blacked out roof rails, and hopefully you can pick up the panoramic moonroof up top, which I believe is a $1,000 option here for the ST. I like the black trim for the rocker panel side skirt area, and it says Explorer in the corner. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. I apologize for the glare. The sun is really pounding out here today in Port Richey, Florida. The rear wheel and tire setup, same thing. I like the red painted brake caliper. It's just a single piston, unlike the dual piston we get up front. Same dimensions though, the 275/45s R21. The gas cap, we'll see if it's pushed to open. It is. Easy fill. I recommend putting 91 plus octane fuel for this 3-liter twin turbo V6. The Bronco Raptor we just reviewed said 87 plus, but still I'd recommend throwing premium fuel if you have the opportunity to do so. The taillights are LED, the turn signal and reverse light appear to be halogen. Shout out Ford of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. Full rear parking sensing, tow hitch. I believe this SUV can tow 5,600 pounds, which is also an improvement compared to the 5th generation. The Explorer badge is also blacked out. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Ford badge right above it, rear view camera right beneath. ST badge in the lower right corner. Quad exhaust tips. Take a squat back here. Hopefully you can pick up the rear suspension setup, fully independent rear suspension. Speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3-liter twin turbo EcoBoost and hear how she sounds. All right guys, that was the sound of 3-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost, and just like the BMW SUVs, you don't even have to pull any latch. The hood just comes right up. We don't get hydraulic struts here, unfortunately, for the ST. I'll use my arm as a prop rod. The prop rod itself is located right down there. But here you have the 3-liter twin-turbo V6 cranking out 400 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this all-wheel drive SUV to 60 in the low 5-second range. I believe Car and Driver tested it at 5.2, which is really fast. You see the strut tower brace helping the handling out quite a bit. Also, you see how low this engine sits in the engine bay, lowering the center of gravity, and most of this engine sits behind the front struts, also helping out the center of gravity. What you see is basically what we get though. We can shut this hood right down, take one more step back, hopefully pick up the front styling of this really aggressive 2023 Ford Explorer ST. The interior, again, this is the cheapest way to get into a 3-liter twin-turbo Explorer. Let's see what we get on the ST. If we didn't mention, we get blind spot monitoring on the glass, smart access for all 4 doors. Taking a step inside, we'll turn these headlights back to auto so the car is not yelling at me, but we get soft touch materials up top, leather stitch trim for the center, gushy soft leather stitched armrest, Bang & Olufsen sound system. The base sound system is not Bang & Olufsen. You can upgrade to the 12 speaker with a subwoofer on the 418 package, or you can upgrade even further to the Tech package, which gives us this 14 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, which has, I believe, 980 watts. This thing sounds insane. 3 speakers on the door panel, 4-window auto-on touch, power folding mirrors, 4-way adjustable, and 3-person memory seats. Aluminum door handle kind of reminds me of the Camaro door handle. Down below, hard plastic, to be expected though. Massive storage, you'll fit 2 footlongs and a 24-ounce water bottle to wash it down. I like the Ford Performance badge as we step inside. The seats are pretty aggressive for an Explorer. They say ST up top. Decent bolstering notch. They're not the sportiest seats, but they're reasonably supportive for a pretty large, comfort-oriented seat. Perforated leather in the center. These are heated and ventilated, fully adjustable. You got lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. Taking a step inside, we can really check it out. We got the accessory mode currently on, so everything's already fired to life, but firing up this motor, so the AC keeps me alive, and you can see everything that fires right to life. First thing we notice though, steering wheel. It says ST on the bottom. I like the flat bottom, and it's a very BMW M-esque steering wheel. Pretty thick, massive 10-2 bolstering notch. 9-3 fits really well in your hand, and we get some perforated leather for the 9-3 portion though. Forward area is hard plastic but rubberized. The horn itself, pretty aggressive sounding horn. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes in the ST. We do. That's a premium touch. Thumbs up to Ford for that. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have our radar cruise control, active steering, and the adjustments for it. Volume controls, you can mute. On the right side, you can skip your songs, voice commands, and adjust this infotainment. Speaking of the adjustments for the infotainment, let's check it out. Right now, we're looking at a digital speedo that goes to 160 with a actual digital speedo in the center of it, trip information to the right. On the right, we can also see tire pressure, fuel economy, trip 1, and right back to where we started. We can go back, press this menu button, and it changes it to select screens, audio, navigation, turn by turn, because of course navigation comes equipped in this ST, and phone with display setup and overall settings. My personal favorite to look at all times would probably just be the fuel economy. Average fuel economy is 3.1 mpgs. That's not actually accurate. This is a dealership car with 5 miles on it, and it's spent probably at least an hour or 2 idling in those 5 miles, so don't take that seriously. This SUV is rated to get about 20 combined mpgs, very fuel efficient. Continuing along though, there are different drive modes which change the display. The drive mode selector is right down here. This is the display in normal mode. We can check it out in eco. Everything gets a green display, and in sport, you'll see everything gets a lot more aggressive. See, in sport now we get a true tach that goes to about 6,300 RPM, and the speedometer still goes to 160, but it just looks more aggressive overall. We'll start the review off in sport because this is an ST. Transition into normal, and just see what the differences are. Continuing along though, the dashboard is all soft touch materials. We get paddle shifters that are plastic, unlike the aluminum paddle shifters we get in the Raptor or even the Bronco Raptor. The stocks have a satisfying click to them. We have our lane keeping assist on the stocks, auto high beams, and we get auto rain sensing wipers. Very appreciated feature. To the left of the steering wheel, trunk release, auto headlamps, fog lights, interior brightness. We get an auto tilt and telescoping steering wheel. I was not expecting that in the ST. We do get that available, which is a thumbs up. fuse box, trunk or hood latch release. You can double pull just like the BMW, and the whole hood unlatches. You don't have to play with any latches under the hood. And you can check out your pedals. We have a floor mounted accelerated pedal, and again, I apologize about the glare. The sun is beaming in a really awkward location. We get the 10.1-inch touchscreen available on the tech package too. It's not a standard feature, but it's a nice touchscreen. As you see, the map has really good response to it, even with this plastic still on the screen. The response itself to go side to side, just like an iPhone. The Sync 4 system from Ford now is a really impressive upgrade compared to their Sync 3. You can go home, see what's available in the home screen. Again, the plastic kind of gets in the way a little bit, but the home screen shows us the nav, shows us the song that's currently playing, and the phone information if we had a phone currently plugged in. Apps, we get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course, settings. You see everything that we have available, adjustments for the climate and the media. My personal favorite to look at all times would be the nav, so we'll leave it there. Beneath that, we have our volume and tune controls. Camera, we have a front-facing camera, as we mentioned, and you can turn off your parking sensors, hazards in the center. The camera function, you press this button, we're looking at a front-facing camera and a 360, both with excellent resolution. You press the center button, now we have only a front-facing camera. Press it again, and you have 3 separate zones for the front-facing camera. Press the camera one more time, returns us to the home screen. Beneath that, dual zone automatic climate control, heated and ventilated seats, and a heated steering wheel. This cubby, we can press this button, and it opens right up. It exposes a USB-A and USB-C port, a 12 volt. Unfortunately, no wireless charging pad in this cubby, but we get one right back here. Hopefully you guys can pick it up on camera. The gear selector controls a 10-speed automatic transmission. Backup camera, we can check it out right here. Solid resolution, and the 360 has great resolution. 3 different views for the backup camera. We have a backup camera only view. Press it one more time and have 3 separate zones for the backup camera. Again, front and rear parking sensing. Throw it right back into drive, and it returns us to the home screen. It doesn't return us to the front-facing camera, right back into park. Electronic parking brake with brake hold. Auto start stop you can disable for this review. Traction control you can turn on or off. Hill descent control and the drive mode select. As you mentioned, we have several different drive modes. We mentioned sport and normal. We also have tow haul, eco, normal, slippery, trail, and deep snow and sand. We'll start off in normal, or we'll start off in sport, transition to normal, and see what the differences are. 2 cup holders. I'd expect you to fit 20, maybe 24-ounce bottles in here with the pushy things to keep the drinks in place. Pass through and a cutout, both good spots for a phone. We mentioned the wireless charging pad. The armrest is contrast stitched leather and it's gushy soft, nice spot for your arm. The storage, you can probably fit 2 iPhones in this pocket. Hopefully you can pick up the storage in here. You'll fit 2, possibly 3 2-liter bottles of soda and an additional 12 volt in there as well. We'll drop all this crap right back where we found it. The glove box, we have some faux carbon fiber trim above it, all soft touch for the dashboard. Pull this latch, the glove box is large. You'll fit 25-30 license plates in there. You'll fit 2 pairs of shoes if you're under a size 10. Nice and spacious. We can take a quick look at this window sticker, see any features I may have missed. Pause, take a look at all the standard features, see all the options we have right down here. The high equipment group 401A is $5,000, but it gives you just about everything you possibly want or need. Basically makes this Explorer ST a more performance-oriented platinum. We also pay $795 for this color, $200 for the floor liners, $1,700 for the twin panel moonroof, $1,000 for the tech package that offers us the B&O system, and the 10.1-inch LCD portrait touchscreen. After about 8,600 in options, $1,595 in destination delivery charge, total price sitting at $62K, 20 MPGs, 18 in the city, 24 on the highway. Auto dimming rear view mirror, it's not frameless. The interior lights are LED, 3 garage home link settings, sunglass holder. We can open up the shade for this twin panel moonroof. See how much light is brought into the cabin. It's probably not going to help the glare all that much. Open it up a little bit further. The glass itself is really large. We can open up the glass itself, and the front panel of the opening glass goes underneath the second panel, so it's not sticking up like a sore thumb. See if it goes out any further. It does. Wow. So all the way to the end of the front row, well into the second row. Massive opening. We can poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Port Richey, Florida. It's sunny and 86 degrees. We can shut this glass right up, leave the shade open, so when we hop out back, you can see how much light is brought into the cabin of this 2023 Explorer ST. That's about it though. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the materials. So out back, up top, we get soft touch materials, a sunshade. It's not a power sunshade, wouldn't be expected. Soft, gushy material in the center, gushy soft armrest, auto one touch even out back. 2 tiers of cup holders. You'll fit a 20 ounce and probably a 24 ounce with a 6-inch sub right next to it. Grab handle, some piano black. We get 2 of the 14 Bang & Olufsen speakers in the door panel and an additional aluminum door handle. The seats, contrast stitch with white stitching and black leather perforated in the center. We get heated rear seats, no ventilator rear seats. Wouldn't be expected, but the heated rear seats are appreciated. They're adjustable too. You can slide them and recline them. Taking a step inside, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have plenty of space, at least 4 inches of knee room. We'll see if I can slide back any further. Barely, but a little bit. Plenty of room for my knees, plenty of room for my feet. Headroom, I have at least 2 inches of headroom, so definitely can't complain. Mat pockets behind both of the front seats. 3rd zone climate control, and we have an additional AC adapter or AC outlet and USB-C ports, 2 of them. Nice. Really appreciated features. The heated rear seats and 3rd zone climate are very premium for a vehicle that starts at $50,000. Hopefully you can pick up how much light is brought into the cabin thanks to this massive moonroof. The air vents blow directly into your face just like I like it, and we get LED interior light. What you see is basically what we get. We mentioned the captain chair, so we don't get the center cubby, but we get 2 armrests, which are pretty large leather armrests, nice for a full-size arm. We can hop out into the 3rd row, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this car out for a drive. So to access the 3rd row, you pull this top latch, slide the seat forward. We have 2 little foot pads, just like in the Expedition, to hop back here. And hopping back here, a little bit tight of a squeeze. This is a mid-size SUV. It's not an Expedition. We can drop the seat right back where it was, and I still have plenty of room for my knees. I'll lift this headrest up so it's not poking into my back, and again, I apologize about the glare. I'll wipe my lens off one more time. Yeah, see, it doesn't really help at all, but legroom-wise, I still have plenty of room for my knees in the back seat compared to my dad's 5th generation Explorer Platinum. This is miles ahead of a 3rd row seat. Headroom-wise, I have at least 3 inches of headroom, additional air vent blown directly into your face, LED light. You'll fit 2 people back here. There's only 2 seatbelts, unlike some of the mid-size SUVs that have a 3rd seatbelt, but even in those mid-size SUVs, you're not actually fitting 3 adults in a 3rd row. You may be able to squeeze like a 4-year-old in there in between 2 adults, but definitely you're not squeezing a 3rd adult. The materials back here are hard plastic, hook for the cargo space, cubby for some storage, an additional cubby down below with a cup holder too. What you see is basically what we get. We can hop out of the 3rd row, push the seat forward. Pretty easy process overall. I'm impressed with the space here for the 6th generation Explorer. Monumentally larger than the 5th gen. The car itself isn't larger, but they just used the space much more efficiently. We get an arrow outside of the R which points directly towards the trunk button, power opening liftgate, of course, super low floor, very pet friendly. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, and my knees like an inch or 2 below the step-in. So if you have older or smaller pets, they'll have no problem hopping back here. Secret storage with the 3rd rows up. If you plan on keeping the 3rd rows up consistently, you can simply remove this tray, and it allows you to have an additional cubic foot, maybe 2 or 3 cubic feet extra of space. We can drop these 3rd row seats down by pulling this latch. Never mind, that only drops the headrest. To actually drop the seat, you press this button and the seat power folds. You can press the right button too, and both seats power fold. Both really impressive features for a vehicle starting around $50,000. Subwoofer for the 14 speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. That is not a standard feature, but boy does this sound system sound absolutely insane. Pretty large cubby outside. You could probably fit a grocery bag on both sides so they're not sliding around all over the place. We had an additional 12 volt too, so if you have an electrically cooled cooler, you can plug it in and have all your food nice and cool even for long trips. You can shut this lift gate right down. It gives you a second, so you don't necessarily have to worry about getting doofed in the head. But that's about it for this 2023 Explorer ST. It is a beautiful SUV, around $50,000 for the base price. I think this is an absolute bargain. Fully loaded here around $62,000. I can still see the value considering we have just about every option and feature that you would get from the more expensive Platinum and King range, while still keeping the sporty driving dynamics. But speaking of the sporty driving dynamics, let's take this 2023 Explorer ST out for a drive. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2023 Explorer ST. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. So first impressions, sport mode, super sensitive throttle, very responsive steering with a very good weight to it. Look at this throttle, barely any gas pedal. We're shooting to 4,000 RPM. May not be the best for daily driving, but for showing off to your friends, this thing is impressive in sport. Taking a step out here, we can lean into it about halfway. Woo. Yeah, this thing can pick up pretty well even with just half throttle. I like that exhaust noise. I'm not sure if it's real. We'll We'll see if it changes up in normal mode, but in sport mode, it sounds pretty good. Nice snappy downshifts. Pulls really hard. Throwing it in, the guy in front of us is not going to let us do much, but the steering feels good in sport mode. We'll take a step right here, see how we can handle the bump in sport mode. See if it changes up in normal mode. Okay, sport mode's a little bit stiff, but it still felt pretty composed. Let's try it out in normal mode. Hit this next speed bump. Wow, that was a huge difference. I mean, it still feels very planted and sporty, but it felt significantly softer in normal mode. Check this out. You don't really see much of a vibration in the interior. We'll check out this turning radius. Really sharp. All the Ford vehicles have been really sharp with their turning radiuses lately. Even the Expedition and F-150. Coming back out here, we'll throw it back into sport mode, because that's what you buy the ST for the sporty driving. Okay, sport mode, the throttle instantly gets more sensitive, and I think that sound is artificially inducted in, specifically in sport mode. We'll take a step out here. Hopefully get a chance to try an acceleration off the line, and I'll catch back with you in 1 second. All right, guys, off the line, a slight brake torque on the gas. Oh my God. Woo! This thing is a beast. Brakes feel pretty good, steering feels pretty good, and coming out. This is a sporty SUV. It reminds me a lot of a BMW X5, just with more features for the money, because the BMW X5 starts around 60,000 bucks, and we don't have nearly as many features that we have here, including all-wheel drive. Try downshift, third gear. Ooh! This thing is quick. I like those downshifts. They sound snappy. Throwing it in. The steering's a little bit long for a sporty SUV. I kind of wish it was a little bit shorter. Fuel alert. Handles the bumps really well. Throwing it in way quicker than we should. The body roll's very limited. This thing is a monster. But we'll turn around, start heading back to Ford of Port Richey. What a beast. I love this SUV. If you're looking for a 3-row SUV that has good performance under 60,000 bucks, this might be the best way to go. All right, guys, back in normal mode, we can try out a real world turning radius. Stay right there, Ram truck. Pretty sharp turning radius on the gas. Woo! A little quieter, not a whole lot. We'll try an acceleration off the line in normal mode, and then should be a good opportunity to wrap things up. All right, guys, off the line. Boost. Ooh. Oh, it is a beast. Overall, guys, if you're looking for a mid-size SUV or just a performance SUV in general, but you'd like to be able to fit full-size adults in the third row, this genuinely might be the best. With the base price right at 50,000 bucks, you're undercutting vehicles with similar performance by up to $10,000. So from a value aspect, this vehicle has a ton of it. And as it sits, yes, we are pushing 62,000 bucks. That's not cheap by any means. We have just about every option available possible for this ST, making it basically a King Ranch, a Platinum, just with more sportier overall driving dynamics. If you're looking for a 3-row SUV with some performance, with some good handling, I would definitely recommend checking out the 2023 Explorer ST. And a big thanks to Zach at Ford of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below. And if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Port Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and ask for Zach. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.